guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Taylor B, this is she. Okay, today's video is not so much of a tutorial as it is an informational video. Okay, it's still important nonetheless. So today's video is just simply about brushes. Okay, I realized in my last two videos I used 1,025,000 brushes. Okay, and I want you to know that you do not necessarily need all those brushes to complete a look. Okay, later on down the road, when you really get into it and you really start loving this thing, I promise you that you will have 1,000,000 brushes. But me being a freelance artist, I definitely need those brushes just for different skin types and things like that. So to me, I need those things. But if you're a beginner, somebody just starting, you don't necessarily need all of that. You just don't. Okay, so I wanted to make an honest video, just a video showing you the brushes that you just need to get started. Okay, these are just my preferences of what I feel you need to get started, just my personal opinion, and it could change and it will be an updated video if necessary. But right now I just want to show you just the brushes that you need to start off with, just to give you a simple, flawless look without all the extras. Because I think like in my last video I used like 6 or 7, not 6, that's kind of extreme, but maybe 5 different eyeshadow brushes just because of the look that I was going for. But you do not necessarily need that. Okay, so like I said, this video will just kind of help my beginners, help those that are getting started. And even if you're not a beginner but you don't really have a kit that you have at home or that you go to for your makeup looks, this will help you kind of figure out what you need, what you don't have, all that kind of stuff. So please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram at Taylor Sharday, and let's get into it. Okay, the first brush that we're going to talk about, of course, is a foundation brush. It's 2019. We're no longer applying foundation with our fingers. Okay, so the first brush, like I said, will be foundation brushes. These two brushes that I use personally on myself, like I said, none of these brushes will be just, oh my god, go out and get it. You can choose any brush that you want to use. I just want to show you what you need to look for. Okay, but any brush that I do show you today, I do recommend, of course. So these two brushes is the Morphe Y7 and then the MAC 170 brush. I love both of these brushes, but I really showed you these brushes to show you the shape. Okay, this shape is a flat brush and this one is more domed, rounded around the top. Okay, when you're looking for a foundation brush, these are two shapes that you want to make sure that you find. Okay, anything that's really dense, you don't want anything with loose bristles like a powder brush, because it's not going to get the buff and the flawless finish like you're looking for. Okay, so any brush that's really dense and it has a lot of bristles and it's either flat or domed will really help you blend and get the shape, and get the look that you're looking for. Okay, so these two, of course, like I said, I recommend. You want to be really careful getting a foundation brush because, like it's in the word, foundation, this is what starts your look. Okay, so you want to make sure not only you have good foundation for your skin, you have a good applicator as well. So brush number 1, foundation. Okay, brush number 2 is a MAC 270 brush. Okay, yes, they make brushes for concealer. Most people think that beauty blenders are for your concealer and that's it, but some people use beauty blenders for foundation as well. Me personally, I prefer a brush because beauty blenders hold bacteria. Okay, so I personally like brushes just because the cleaning and all that is just so much easier to get them clean versus trying to get a sponge clean. Okay, so me personally, I didn't show you a beauty blender, but you can use that for your concealer. It's all in preference. Okay, so this is, like I said, a MAC 270 and it's really good. If you notice, it has the same shape as a foundation brush, really. Okay, it's really dense, it's really compacted in there good. Soft bristles. You want to make sure that you get soft bristles. Okay, something that you can control. When you kind of get stiff, like a stiff brush that really doesn't bend or kind of glides along your skin, it's not going to do the job. Okay, so when you go, look for a brush, like I said, that's soft. This is a MAC brush, like I said before. I know MAC brushes are really pricey, however they last a really long time, so I recommend MAC brushes. I say if you want to do makeup or you're doing it on yourself even, I know they cost money to be starting out, however you will not have to buy another one. for years, okay? I can promise you that, okay? So, concealer brush or beauty blender is for your concealer under eye, okay? So, really, really good for that. Really, really good for spot covering, anything like that. So, foundation brush number 1, concealer brush number 2, okay? So, now we're going to go into eyeshadow brushes. Okay, I noticed in my last video, like I said, I probably used a gazillion eyeshadow brushes, and I wanted to show you that you do not need all of those brushes to complete a look, okay? These are 3 brushes that I chose out of all the ones that I have that you could really, really get started with, and I'm going to show you each one of them and what they're for, okay? Before I get into that, these are all Morphe brushes, and they probably were like $6 a piece. They're really inexpensive. I got them from Ulta, $6 a piece. They came individually. It's really, really good, okay? So, this is a Morphe M441, okay? This is your first eyeshadow brush. If you had to pick one of the 3, I would go with a blending brush. Anywhere you go and look for an eyeshadow brush, blending brush is the words you're looking for, okay? Because this is a brush that's more fluffy at the top. It's wider than most. Some eyeshadow brushes are more tapered because it helps you get right to the area, but this blending brush helps you get it covers a lot of ground at one time, okay? So a blending brush is what you want to start with. This is really, really good for just your basic eyeshadow, anything like that. Really, really good for that, okay? So brush number 2, even though I just kind of messed it up a little bit, but brush number 2 is Morphe M514. Okay, I'm going to put these up together, put them side by side so you can see. Okay, they kind of look the same, right? Put on my forehead. They look the same. However, this one is a little more fluffed out at the top, and this one is more tapered. It's still fluffed, but you can see the difference of the 2. The blending one that I showed you at the beginning, it's really, really good to cover area fast, okay? It's just if you're trying to just do one color, maybe 2, it helps with that. This one is more of a cut crease brush, okay? Which means it helps you get right there and target areas that you need to get to. This one, the cut crease one, is really good for smoky eye. When you're trying to do smoky eye and things like that, you want to get a brush that, you know, how you have like the darker shades in the corners and things like that. You kind of want to get a brush that can kind of get directly right there to that corner. You don't want to use a blending brush for that because then it tends to like cover way more of your eye, that your lid, than what you're trying to get to, okay? So these 2 brushes, and then the third one is a Morphe M167. This is a more flatter brush. You can see that? It's a lot flatter. And this brush is for your lid, okay? This is a flat brush, so it helps you get your your eyeshadow and put it directly on your lid where you want it to go, okay? So this is really good if you want to use for glitter and things that you just kind of want to put right there on top of your lid and you really want it to show. This is a really, really good brush for that. And like I said, these are Morphe brushes. I am a Morphe girl, and so they're just really, really good brushes. So these are 3 of their brushes that I recommend. However, you do not have to choose Morphe. Eyeshadow brush, just look for a blending brush, crease, and more of a flat eyeshadow brush, okay? If you go anywhere and give them those 3 names, they will be able to show you these brushes, okay? Okay, this is an eyebrow brush, okay? Most time when you purchase eyebrow brushes, I would prefer to have a spoolie on the end, and then you have the little angled brush on the other end. This is only if you're like applying gel, pomade, things like that. If you're using a pencil, this is not for you, okay? But if you're using gel or pomade, this is a really, really good brush. I don't even know what this brush is because obviously the name's not on it anymore. But like I said, as long as you have a spoolie to help control your eyebrows before you draw them on, and then an angle brush, make sure it's flat. Okay, don't buy one that's kind of thick because that's how you're going to pick up your product to apply to your eyebrows. When you apply on your eyebrows, you want to make sure that the line is like, right? So you don't want one that's too thick, okay? So spoolie and angled brush on the other end. That's really, really good for eyebrows, okay? Okay, now we're going to go on to angled brushes. I use this brush for two things, okay? Sometimes I'll use this brush for a gel eyebrow. So to draw on your eyebrows, it's angled, so it really helps you get the precise lines that you want for your eyebrow. And I also use this brush to apply eyeliner, gel liner on the top of my line and even on the bottom, okay? So this is a MAC 266 brush, one of my favorites again. Like I said, eyebrows, eyeliner, it'll really help you achieve that really wing line or just a natural eyeline. Either one is really good. Just make sure whatever brush that you decide to get is flat and the bristles are stuck together, okay? Because when they start to kind of fan out, it gets really messy whenever you try to apply it for liner or eyebrows. So just make sure that they're soft. Any brush that you buy, I don't care what it is, feel the bristles on it, because it's really going to help you figure out how much control that you have. Because if it's stiff, it's kind of going to do what it wants to do. But if it's really soft, you can really drag and draw the way you want. So an angle brush, I feel, is a brush that you need. Sometimes your eyeliners will come with brushes nowadays. They kind of come with a little applicator to go with your eyeliner. But if not, this is a good brush to have. That's MAC 266, okay? Okay, now we're going on to a flat brush. I'm kind of trying to show you brushes that you can kind of use for different things, so you don't have to go out and buy all these brushes, and you got brushes that can do like 2 or 3 things and they work fine. So this is a Morphe M432. It's a flat brush. Most times I will use this brush for eyebrows, to conceal my eyebrows after I draw them on. I use this brush to apply my cut crease, to apply glitter, to apply eyeshadow, concealer, to then apply eyeshadow. This is a really good multi-purpose brush. You really just need a flat brush for your eyebrows to conceal your eyebrows with, and this really goes good when applying concealer to your eye. So this is a must-have if you're into the cut creasing and the glitter and things like that. This is a good brush for that. Okay, next we're going to talk about powder brushes. This brush is a Real Techniques powder brush, okay? When you're going and you're looking for a powder brush, you really don't know what to buy. When you're looking for a powder brush, you want it to be large, okay? Massive, okay? You want it to be large, dome, okay? And really soft, okay? This brush is used for you to pick up your facial powder and distribute all over your face, okay? You want the brush to be soft. You do not want this brush to be really stiff, because you don't want it to mess up what you've already done. Because you know your powder, if you're not wearing it alone, you've already applied other things. So you just want this to be smooth and subtle, right? So powder brush is to sweep that powder across and just finish your face. This is a Real Techniques brush, so when you're looking for, you want to look for a wide domed brush. It's bigger than your blush brush. It's probably the largest brush that you will have, okay? Okay, now we're going to talk about blush brushes, okay? So this is a Real Techniques blush brush. Like I said, Real Techniques products, you can get them from Ulta, you can get them from Walmart, pretty much anywhere. They're pretty much everywhere, okay? So this is a blush brush, and how do you know it's a blush brush? It's not as fat as the and wide as the powder brush, but it still kind of gives you that dome like shape. Real Techniques brushes are really soft, so you want to make sure a blush brush kind of tapers, okay? Because the smaller the brush, the more control you have over where you put it. Because sometimes you can see people with just like a big dot on their face like this. Is probably because they're using the wrong brush, okay? So you want to get one that's tapered, and you really could go smaller than this, okay? One that's tapered up a little bit, the smaller probably the better, is because you can really get it on those cheekbones. This is a good size to me, but if you kind of start and you think, I might want to work with something a little smaller to give me a little more control, I do say go for it, okay? So just for your cheekbones, up there a little bit, you know, blush brush is a necessity, okay? Blush brush is on the list, okay? Alrighty, if you're a contour connoisseur, I like the way that sounded. If you're a contour connoisseur, these brushes, it's so many contouring brushes, okay? Let's start there. Me personally, I'm gonna just pick up these 3, okay? They're not expensive, but they're one of the ones that, well, never mind. So this one is more tapered, light bulbish. You know, it has more of a bulb feel to it. This one is more flat across the top, okay? That's a choice. And then you have one that's kind of tapered on the sides, but kind of dome-ish in the middle, okay? So these that are tapered are really, really good for control because you want the most of your product to be here. Not too much down here and not too much up here, okay? So when you apply with a brush that's tapered on both ends, it really helps you control your taper, okay? So I also like the little bulb brushes. That's just what I call them. This is the Real Techniques brush, and I like them because I don't really like a wide contour. I like one that's more narrow to kind of just get right where I need it to go, okay? This is a Real Techniques contouring brush, so that's an option. Or this is a Morphe Y9. It's more flat. Can you see that? Kind of. It kind of has a taper domed shape to it, but it does the same thing, okay? It really is all in preference on what you like. As long as it's soft and you can control it, it's just kind of what you want to use, okay? But these are the three that the three shapes, let's say that. These are the three shapes: the bulb, the more tapered, and the more domed flat brush. Like I said, it depends on if you're applying cream, liquid. It depends on a lot of things, and that'll be a whole nother video. But just for powdered contour, we're just going to start with that. Just for powdered contour, I would say one of these shapes. Okay? Cool. Okay, highlighter. One of my favorite parts. Okay, so you have the infamous fan brush, or you have a brush. Okay, I like them both. Kind of like the brush a little bit more. This is a Morphe Y14, and this one is a Morphe, I think it says N12. I'll have it below. But these are two different highlighter brushes. Okay, let me just be real with y'all. You can pretty much put on highlighter with a regular brush, okay? As long as it's kind of domed at the top, it's just kind of tapered a little bit. It is really good to just, okay? So it's really, really good for that. Or you can have the fan that kind of sweeps. I do say that the brush picks up a little bit more product, so if you're a heavy highlighter, okay, I would go with a brush. If you want more of the little, you know, like a little fan, you know, I would go with a fan brush. They're both really good. Like I said, these two brushes, they don't have to be expensive. These two brushes, they're pretty, I mean, they just get the job done. You know what I mean? You don't really need an expensive brush for highlighter. So you just need a fan or a tapered. It just looks like a huge eyeshadow brush. That's how you kind of know like it's a highlighter brush, because it's like really big. Okay, so these are two must-haves if you want to highlight. Okay, I really hope this video helped somebody. I was trying not to go too in-depth to confuse people. I just wanted to make a video that would show you just the basic brushes that you need to kind of get going, okay? It's not a lot. I didn't want to confuse you with all the details and all the extra stuff that goes into all of the brushes and all of that. That will definitely be a video. It's definitely coming. But I just wanted to start out with showing you what you needed to get started, okay? Please comment any questions, anything that I missed that you want to know. Please comment, because I will include it in the next video. I promise you that I will include it in the next brush video. But that is just a brush tutorial of just necessities, okay? I will have another video with kind of the high end, low end, but I didn't kind of want to confuse you with that either, because quality is not always pricey, okay? So it's kind of just preference on what you like. So definitely stay tuned, because I will be back. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something from it. Please follow me on Instagram at Taylor Sade. Subscribe, like, and I will see you soon. Okay? Bye. Love you guys.